Hello and welcome back to Pokemon. I almost said Pokemon Crystal. This is Pokemon Emerald. Amazing that it took a lot of parts for me to accidentally slur that, I guess. Anyway, this is the Ash Flute House, Ash thing. He can make certain glass objects out of the ash you collect when you step over one of the grass tiles. The suit sack, so to say. Volcanic Ash. I don't think this is where you're supposed to raise a kid. Might be bad for their lungs. Yeah, especially bad. He has 4 flutes, and I'm forgetting them off the top of my head. I'll have to come back and mention them because I do want to show a couple of them off. But as of right now, we are making our way to the next town. We don't have that long of a trek yet. But this part, I'm probably going to try and leave Electrike in the lead as long as I can. That's the main goal anyway. Mostly because it's about to evolve. Like, really close. So, we are going to try and do that. There's Double Team, which we could have gone at the game corner, but why would we do that when it's such a bad move? Unless you're really going for luck-based stuff. Oh man, here's a Skarmory. If I was using you, this would be great. Speaking of wild Pokemon found on this route, I did not mention one. I totally forgot about it. Sandshrew. Sandshrew is a pure ground type. Quite defensive on the physical side, and also has a decent attack stat. Overall, it's... I'm not doing that. No. Yes. Thanks. Overall, it's not a bad Pokemon. It definitely lacks a lot of stuff. It evolves quite early. It evolves to level 22 into Sand Slash, and it also gets Slash about 2 levels later, which makes it quite powerful for this point in the game. The only issue, Sand Slash and Sandshrew lack the option of a stab attacking move in its level up move pool. You can of course give it Earthquake and Dig and stuff like that, but you're not going to find it in its level up move pool. Overall, it's decent. It has the ability Sand Veil, which means evasion is raised 20% in sand, which is not really useful for us, but it's useful for wild Sandshrews, we'll come to find out. To be honest, its other stats aren't that great either. This was a bad idea. I don't know why I didn't just go on the other side, so I didn't have a double, whatever. But overall, it's not a bad Pokemon, it's just not good. It's just mediocre. It can do some stuff, of course, but it just lacks a lot. It lacks a decent level of move pool and just lacks a lot of accessibility to other moves. I think Spark and then Thunderbolt on the Skarmory should do it. I'm glad both my Pokemon right here have electric moves. And Skarmory is probably the main threat, to be honest. And Kirlia grew to level 26. Really wish it was my... Oh, never mind. I forgot 26 is Psychic, which is nice. Look at that. 50 power to 90. Really good. Psychic is... You're actually looking at... There's only going to be one more moveset change for my Kirlia. It'll be for Gardevoir, of course. A Swellow. What? What? Are you sure? You want to run that by me again? I mean, do you know where we are? An Alambre. Yeah, those both don't fit. All right. I think I'm gonna go with Spark and then Psychic. Ow. I can't believe there's a Swellow here. This might live. Nope. Swellow. I didn't even remember Swellow's still a frail bird that can barely fly. Actually, it could fly quite well based on its speed, but I feel like making fun of it. And, of course, being that we are still a Kirlia, means we won't get the one-hit KO. Sad days. But a simple Spark will finish it off. We'll even Thunderbolt just in case. You're going to see me kind of rush through the next town real quick, mostly because I want to get to the other side due to there actually not being that much stuff in this next town. And plus, I kind of want to get to the other side for other things. Fallarbor town. Yep, that's where we're going. Is it Fallarbor or Falla... I don't know. Fallarbor. No, Fallarbor sounds right. A farm community with small gardens. What's the point then? Nothing's in the shop from what I remember. Have you already challenged Flannery? No. His grandfather was... The girl's grandfather was famous, one of the Elite Four at one point. Alright, so we have a little bit of backstory on the next gym leader. If we go here, we can find a nugget. It's pretty easy to remember that one. This should be... Who are you? Oh. Yeah. Talking about Professor Cosmo, we'll come to find out why. This is my Oh, okay. Something's happening and I don't like it. Oh, okay, there's some shady characters. Here's the battle tent here. This is exactly like the battle arena, which means you have 3 turns to do the most impressive thing you can. Oh, yeah, I just talked to that corner... Sorry. I talked to that corner person in an effort to, maybe get a TM, but I don't think there's a TM in this one. But, battle arena, you have 3 turns to kind of use your most impressive move. It depends on accuracy, how much HP you have left on your Pokemon. And then you're judged and you're given points. Overall, this is probably one of the most boring ones, but... Someone bursting with desire and drive to win. Yeah. Keep working at it. Of course. So we could do this, or we could never do it, because I really don't like battle tents. So this is Move Tutor's house. If we go here... I know all the moves that I learn everyone, and I can teach Pokemon these moves. I'll do it for a heart scale. Now, we have, I think, 2 heart scales. And we can go, and we can be like, man, I want... I don't even know who would... Maybe I want Confusion back. I can be like, yo, give me Confusion and override Psychic, which I would never do. It does cost a heart scale once you do it, but it's mostly for Pokemon that you actually do not see get a certain move. Like, I'm trying to think of one... Certain Pokemon learn Ice Punch before you can even catch them in the wild, so maybe you want to teach it that way. So, this is what we did a couple parts ago, the fight against Gabby and Ty. They'll always... I just said the word that's going to come on screen, didn't I? Is that the word I used? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, right there. Okay. Oh, I used Electric and Marshtomp, and they're talking about my good skills, and they're like, fantastic trainer. And they say that every time, but it's nice to see that. It makes the game feel a little more alive when you have stuff like that happen. It's just a little situations that make, I don't know, makes the world not feel fleshed out, but kind of involved. It makes you feel like, man, there's stuff going on that I'm involved with and all this. And it's not just like main character plot stuff. I wonder what Pokemon looked like on Go. Yep, Fossil Maniac, we'll get to that. Your name's Russ. I can see you're a trainer. That means you use the Pokemon system. This is the Pokemon, kind of Pokemon transfer system inventor of this region. This is Lynette? I don't know how to say it. But, someone's PC. We'll get to what it's actually called in a bit. But for right now, we'll be moving on. She was talking about that she invented it. So if we go on to Route 114, and we can actually find the Fossil Maniac's house. There's a person. My big brother's a Fossil Maniac. He's a nice guy who loves fossils. Cool. And we get the DTM, which, as a recommendation for anyone, do keep this. Don't use it. It's going to come in handy for later, and you'll see why. The Fossil Maniac, I'm a nice guy who loves fossils. Do you want a fossil? None for you. Yeah, and he's making reference to the fossils that we could have gotten in the desert if we had the goggles, which allow us to not go blind, I guess. I really don't know why it stops us. Anyway, Route 114, we have some trainers, and we are on Route 114, which allows me to talk about a couple Pokemon, though I'm only going to talk about one because we're kind of running out of time. Ooh, it's a Barboach. That's dangerous. I actually always forget if Barboach is water ground or if it's just Wish-Cash. I think this is water ground. I think Barboaches. I don't actually remember. This is one of those things where I rarely see a Barboach, and I see more Wish Caches. So, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, it could be. I think this is a ground type, though. Anyway, back to Pokemon found on this route. I'm going to talk about one today, and then we'll probably get to the other two next time. Swablu. Swablu starts out as a normal flying type, which isn't the greatest typing, to be honest. We've already seen Tailo, and when compared to Tailo, Tailo wins hands down. But once it evolves, oh, we get the Roar TM here. Once it evolves for the third time, Swablu gains a Dragon typing. It does keep the Flying typing, which sucks because quad weakness to Ice and all that. Seems we have a double battle right there. Yeah, we'll keep it like this. But, it gains the Dragon type, when it evolves. And it, to be honest, it has decent stats everywhere. I think the lowest is 70 in both of its attacks. Its special defense is quite high. This sucks so much, these Pokemon that showed up. Wow, this actually, like, sucks. Yeah. We'll go with that. But, overall, it has a decent amount of TM accessibility because of its Dragon typing, and also its stats allow it to be a decent mixed attacker, whichever way you really want to go about it. Do you want all physical, all special, what you want to do? It's really up to you. It also gets Dragon Dance by level up, which is a move that, like Calm Mind, raises 2 stats, except this one's physical attack and speed, meaning it's going to be a pretty good sweeper. So, if you want to pick it up, I can actually recommend it. Just remember, it does take a while to get to Altaria, which, yeah, it's a long while. It's about, what is it, 35? Level 35? So you're going to be stuck with a kind of crappy Swablu, to be honest. Hey, our bag's full. I'll have to go back off screen and do that. Oh well. I think we'll fight you and kind of end it. So one thing I do want to mention is that we are looking for Professor Cosmo right now. He is kind of leading on the story, and he is what's going to open up Mount Chimney after we do the story, of course. But there's going to be a shortcut opened up that goes to Rustboro City, which we can't. We could have gone through Rust Turf Tunnel and done, but as of right now, I didn't want to. So, or back then I didn't want to, but we will be hitting Rustboro to pick up an experience share, and then we will be going to Granite Cave again, because there is a section that we can now explore with the Mach Bike. The Sandy Slopes, there's one section. It's a small one, shouldn't take too long, but we'll end up hitting that and then leaving, and then making our way back, so to say. I think, you know what could happen here? I don't know what Golbat's happiness is. This could be interesting. Alright, let's see if Goldeen will give enough XP for Electrike to evolve. Let's see. Yep, just enough. Level 26, which is a nice level, as we'll come to find out. Okay, so here we are, finally, a Maniac trick. So, Maniac trick gains a lot of stats in special attack and speed, of course. Also a decent amount in attack. Just overall a nice stat upgrade. And it's really nice to have a fully evolved Pokemon. If you think about it, this is our first fully evolved Pokemon. It's also the most recent addition to our team, so it's kind of weird. But you'll see that it won't struggle at all for the rest of the game. It might come across a few ground types, but otherwise, Maniac trick is going to be a powerhouse. As we'll check out its stats right now just to kind of show off. It's going to be hitting incredibly hard. And plus, Maniac trick, I enjoy its design. So, yeah. So, I'm going to end this here. If you liked the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, whatever you prefer. As always, next time we'll be finding Professor Cosmo and hopefully moving the story forward. I kind of slurred that. And stuff like that. So, I hope to see you guys next time. And, of course, as always, till then.